Maybe do something a little bit different on this start to maybe slide up in front of the 56 off the exit of turn number 2. We're about to find out this time as we do it one more time. Down the front chute, another great start for Tyler Bruning in the Skyline Materials entry. As Tony Jackson Jr. jumps the cushion. This time he will drop back to the 4 spot. Not a good start at all for Tony Jackson as Will Vaught has made contact with the 15 of Peyton Looney. Peyton Looney contact with Terry Phillips up and over. A dozen car melee down in turns number 1 and 2. Try it third time is going to be the charm. A great start right there. Maybe a little too good of a start for the 16 of Tyler Bruning. Good opportunity right there for Tony Jackson as he kind of bobbled on that last start. This time a much better start for Tony Jackson Jr. He's able to rocket around Brian Rickman into that second spot as he will work his way off the exit at turn number 4. Believe it or not, we have just put a lap in the books, and it's Tyler Bruning showing the way.
Bruning by a 3-car length advantage. Jackson goes top shelf. He rim rides around the top as Rickman tried to take that spot away, but Rickman not a great exit off of turn 3 as it is single file up front, about 10 cars deep, and then 2 and 3 wide, back deeper in the field.
Jackson now trips down to the bottom side of the 56. He will lose the hand. He'll have to chase it up the bank. That opens up the door for Rickman into the second spot. Now we look back at a 3-car melee between the 1V of Will Vaught, guy that's chasing down a championship. And where did Ryan Gustin come from on that restart?
You mentioned Will Vaught trying to chase down a championship. 4 wins on the season. Summer months were good for him. In June, he had 3 wins, one at Lake Ozark, one at Beaver Dam Raceway, and then the Salina High Banks victory, his 4th win of the season. 3 of those coming in June, and that really lit a fire underneath him as you see Rickman now has gotten past Jackson. Jackson has fallen back to 3rd, and then there's Simpson, a former winner here at this track in this event indeed, back in 4th, just lurking in the weeds.
Chad Simpson, your defending race winner, lurks off the exit of turn number 4, back in the 4th position. Picked up the win and the championship a year ago, and I continue to watch the 19R of Ryan Gustin. He was pinned up alongside the wall up in turn number 3 and 4 in that incident. Has motored on now inside the top 6 in that 6th position right in front of Jake Neal, the Omaha, Nebraska driver.
Back deeper in the field, the 7 of Scott Johnson. He's working his way up as well. Or Ryan Johnson, that is. He started outside the top 10. He has started to filter through, and a fastest lap so far for Bruning out in front, nearly cutting it down to a sub-17-second lap, 17.1. This is Tyler Bruning up front. He's led every lap so far, trying to keep everyone else at bay.
41 laps to go, tonight's 50-lap main event. Clockwork restart right there for Tyler Bruning as he quickly puts some distance between himself and the field, but a good corner right there by Tony Jackson Jr. Patient, waiting on the race car on the top side of the racetrack and really able to utilize that long front straightaway on that top side to try and chase down your race leaders. He went back into 1 and 2, but Jackson, he's going to jump the cushion, and Tony Jackson Jr. spoke too soon. Off the exit of 4, Bruning going to tuck down to the inside, show the way down the front street. All of a sudden, you've got a couple of Iowa boys showing the way around the Lucas Oil Speedway. As Rickman down to the bottom side, he'll have a drag race off the exit of turn number 2, but that race will go to Ryan Gustin. Car number 19 now over the 2nd spot, sets his sights on your race leaders. A couple of championship contenders and a former champion going back in 4th and 5th between Chad Simpson and Will Vaught.
And this has really paid off for Will Vaught as well, as he has just, for the most part, with the exception of that opening lap, kept his nose clean. He has been able to run top 5, and that's really what he needs to do. If he wants to win the title in this, just not have any major mistakes this weekend.
Yeah, it really looks like you're seeing some patience out of Will Vaught right here in the 1B machine. He knows he's got to do what he's got to do. He wants to be able to walk out of here tomorrow night with the double win. I know he'd love to win them both, but you got to get the championship. That's $15,000 payday in the Lucas Oil MLRA banquet coming up in just a few weeks. If he can hang on with this title, that would make any driver's season right here at Midwest Late Model Racing.
Had a pretty good cushion over Mitch McGrath in the point standings.
Good battle here for the 6th position. Also involved in that first lap incident, the 91 of Jason Papich out of Aurora Grande, California. Slides the number 91 machine into that 6th position. Jake Neal out of Omaha, Nebraska, car number 14 right behind him. As also working in the mix, how about the good rebound by Mitch McGrath in car number 74?
Yeah, just mentioned he was just a few points back of Will Vaught. He started all the way back in 21st. He's busted his way up into the top 10, all the way up into 8th.
And you got to remember, he was involved in a caution on the very first lap, the first caution finish of this event. And now Mitch McGrath really working his way through the field as he gets around the 74 machine, gets around the 14 machine of Jake Neal. And now we focus our attention once again back up front. Brian Rickman showing the way in that third position, but the battle is heating up in the top side of turn number 3 and 4 for the race lead.
You know, we mentioned earlier that Tyler Bruning's laps early on were his best laps, and his car, don't want to say it's necessarily going away, but Ryan Gustin's car is really coming into his own as he gets a great run off of 2 right on the back bumper of the 16.
I think it's called knocking the rust off. It's taken him about 18 laps to knock off some rust behind the wheel of a late model. He finds himself now right on the rear deck, linear race leader Tyler Bruning. The top 2 drivers working their way through the backside of the field. As the torn-up race car Joe Gorby down the back chute, and now Tyler Bruning has found himself back out to a couple car length advantage. And this lap traffic may actually play into his hands if he can do a little bit better job navigating this than Gustin.
Maybe Gustin cooling his tires off a little bit, but undoubtedly he has the crosshairs locked on Tyler Bruning. Bruning with another good run off of that turn starts to gap him a little bit more as the lead was upwards of about a second. This time around it gets even further as that lap car right in between he and Ryan Gustin.
Trying to keep the right rear in a little bit of traction as the traction continues to dissipate. As we've now got 20 out of 50 laps in the books in tonight's 50 lapper. As we now look at Chad Simpson to get him to work his way through lap traffic, remaining inside that top 5 in the 4th position.
Lap car of Joseph Gorby there now in the number 9. He started the race like that. His front end was all torn up from the B, making his way in. Looks more of a modified than a late model.
I guarantee it's not handled the way he would like it tonight, but hats off to him and the G&G Dozer crew for getting him back out there on the speedway toward a regular consolation action tonight.
Gustin cut up a tenth of a second there on Tyler Bruning. It's now down to 0.7 seconds across the line this time. Maybe cuts a little bit more off. It's down inside 0.6 seconds.
Gustin definitely doing a lot of searching around on the racetrack right now. He went to the bottom side that last time. Now you see him a little bit higher line as he gradually brings it down to the bottom side of turn number 4 to grab any traction or moisture he can find down there to try and chase down your race leader. Tyler Bruning is looking for his first ever win with the Lucas Oil MLRA Late Model Series.
Bruce Cordy shows the cross flags as Bruning's fast lap again, 17.057 seconds. That came just a few laps ago. Mitch McGrath again continues to work his way up. Jason Papich right in front of him. That's a battle for 6th as Papich in the number 91 goes low side. And then McGrath right in the middle of the track, and you can tell multiple grooves on this track right now. A little earlier on in the evening when we were working through the heats and the Bs, it had turned into a 2-groove track. Now you can see about a 3rd groove right in the middle starting to work in.
Yeah, some great camera work that last time down here in turn number 1 and 2. As you can see that moisture, just some spotty points of moisture down there on the bottom side of the racetrack and sprinkling throughout. Right now, Papich doing a good job of keeping Mitch McGrath at bay by about 4 or 5 car lengths. We'll continue to wind things down as you see Timothy Culp, the biggest mover of the race, up 13 positions right now, and Mitch McGrath also up 11 positions. Top 2 drivers have moved up in tonight's A feature event. We've got 28 laps in the books.
And that high groove continues to get higher and higher every time that Jason Papich works over there in turns 1 and 2. He just gets that right rear a little more over the edge.
Pass for the race lead off the exit of turn number 2. Ryan Gustin will shoot to the outside of Tyler Bruning. Now he's going to shoot clear to the top side. Might have overshot it there. He had a shot at the race lead, but this time at the line. Looks like still going to be Ryan Gustin, new race leader this time at the line, but they are going to exchange it once again off the exit of turn number 2.
And not only are they going side by side, the lap traffic up in front of them is side by side. So they've got to figure out how to navigate lap traffic. Right now, Ryan Gustin doing a little bit of a better job on that high side. He's gotten used to that top line. Nobody else lap traffic-wise has been up there, so that will serve as an advantage for him.
Definitely an advantage. He's the guy that looks like he may have found it first, but Bruning continuing to work the bottom side of the racetrack is off the exit of 4. Ryan Gustin only about a car and a half length advantage as he now works to the outside of the 77 of Gavin Landers. An opportunity right here down the back sheet to put a couple cars between himself and Tyler Bruning, but not going to happen. He's going to have to drive back to the bottom side and protect off the exit of 4.
Countdown is on. 19 laps to go for the pilot of the number 19. Ryan Gustin crosses the line, and he will split 2 cars, drift high on the track, and be able to save it off of turn 2, keep it out of the outside retaining wall, and keep a car in between he and Tyler Bruning.
Gavin Landers playing the buffer right there off the exit of turn number 3 and 4, but that time they both got it cleared. Now they'll jump back to the outside. This lap traffic really coming into play, and it's a huge boost right now. Ryan Gustin, the driver out of Marshalltown, Iowa, once again has a car buffer between him and the 16 of Tyler Bruning.
It has allowed him to get out in front. He has gotten through lap traffic extremely well, now out to a 2-second advantage.
It's amazing watching the 19 of Ryan Gustin, how that car is able to just roll right through the center of the corners. You see Bruning down there on the bottom side, that car a little bit slower on the bottom side, but the 19 of Gustin freely rolling through the corner, able to keep his speed, keep his momentum up on that top side, really launch off the top side of this Lucasville Speedway.
Simpson now to the high side, trying to make up a little ground as he has lost some to Tyler Bruning. Almost a second behind him, but Ryan Gustin, 2.2 seconds. Now the advantage. Down inside, 1 handful of laps, down to 4 to go.
Just 4 laps to go. How about this one? How would you like to win a race in the first time in the cockpit of a brand new race car? Ryan Gustin's 4 laps away from making that happen as Tyler Bruning continues to run in that second spot. Gustin, a former MLRA winner, looking to get back to victory lane.
On the top side with 2 laps to go. It's all about just staying out of trouble for your race leader, Ryan Gustin, taking over the lead. A handful of laps in over Tyler Bruning. A winner back in 2015, white flag lap for Ryan Gustin.
Gustin will make his way off the top shelf one more time, right on the back bumper over Morgan Bagley. He'll tuck it down to the bottom side, take a conservative route this time off the exit of turn number 4, taking home the win back to Marshalltown, Iowa as the fireworks fly. It's Ryan Gustin.
Not at all. No, I'm glad for them. No fault deals. That's the way it should be in all the racing, in my opinion. But man, hats off to these guys. This rocket was just on a rail. Tri-Star engines, without him, none of this would be possible. Crew guys, Noah, Brett, just everybody that helps.
You're one of the few guys tonight that was able to make the top side of this racetrack work, and it looked like maybe you found that before Tyler and you were able to get away from him. Had a couple of good laps with him, but talk to me about running that top side tonight. Was it a little bit treacherous up there?
It was, especially getting down there into 1. You know, if you were down just a little bit, you get right front in that brown spot and bottom out and push. Or if you were above it, you go off the racetrack. You know, so it was a fine line up there for sure.
Tell you what, we talked about it a little bit. Took you about 19, 20 laps to knock the rust off of being behind the wheel of a late model, Ryan, but how good does it feel to be back behind the wheel and taking a $5,000 check home tonight?
It feels good, man. I never in my wildest dreams did I imagine we just come back and win like that. But like I said, this XR1's on a rail, and they don't get no better.